Coming up on Wave TV, Jelani Moore gives an update on Renaya Wright.
And I give a recap of the fire that devastated both the French and historians across the globe.
Today is Friday, April 26th, and Wave TV starts now.
New details in the investigation into the death of a 10-year-old Colleton County student who died after a school fight. According to the Colleton County Sheriff's Office, a pathology report shows she died of a brain hemorrhage, and no criminal charges will be filed. As new details unveil, investigators do not believe bullying was a factor at all. Instead, they're calling it a slap fight that lasted 5 to 10 seconds before the teacher broke it up. We also know a statement from the teacher says her back was turned when the fight broke out. Renaya was then taken to the principal's office, separated from that other student. It was there she began complaining about her dizziness and her headache, and was eventually carried to the nurse's office when she became unresponsive. The autopsy revealing no cuts, no scrapes, no bruises, no internal tissue damage on Wright's body. Her mother describes what she saw when she showed up to the hospital.
With all those cords on her, first of all, why the curtain wasn't pulled back? Y'all done cut my daughter's clothes up. Y'all done cut my daughter's clothes up. Y'all done cut my daughter's clothes up and had all the nurses, everyone looking at her, people sitting in the desk that worked there.
An incident report was recently released, in it including statements from the students who were in the classroom when that fight happened. Painting the picture, they say Renaya got up out of her desk, walked by that second student, hitting her on the back, these students say. That prompted the other student to get up. She followed Wright to another part of the classroom. Some students even went on to say that that other student put Renaya in a headlock, punching her repeatedly in the head. Thoughts and prayers go to the family and the Colleton County community. Wave TV, Jelani Moore.
On April 15th, 856 years of history burned for 15 hours. Around 1 o'clock Eastern Time, Notre Dame in Paris, France was engulfed in the flames. Over 400 firefighters fled to the scene with desperation to put out the fire. Luckily, all of the historical artifacts and paintings were saved before the fire could reach them. Prosecutors are still unsure, but may believe the fire was caused by an electrical short circuit during renovation. French millionaire Bernard Arnault and many others have donated as much as $226 million for reconstruction. For Wave TV, I'm Jessica Hindlin.
As the spring musical comes to a close, I provide a quick review of the theater department's latest hit.
And following that, Yancey Days showcases engineering's recent field trip to Nexton.
On the cusp of spring break, the SHS Theater Department presented their spring musical 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. The eccentric production features 6 students, plus 4 audience volunteers, on their quest to be the champion of their local spelling bee. While every speller has their unique motivations and missteps, there could only be one winner. The comedic musical received a glowing response from students and families in attendance during the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday performances. The interactive performers were able to keep the audience on the edge of their seats and roaring with laughter. Congratulations to the theater department, and be sure to cheer your student actors on in this year's upcoming Student Night of Theater. Reporting for Wave TV, I'm Emma Bessie.
On April 12th, the Friday before spring break, SHS's civil engineering students traveled to Nexton and took a glimpse into what the future of engineering may hold for them. We interviewed a few students who attended the trip.
It kind of put in perspective of how, as an engineer, you can use the environment around you, like to create what you need to create, and use it in intricate ways.
It definitely made me kind of open my eyes to just how complicated engineering is, and that architecture, you really have to use the space that you have, and that you're only given a certain amount of square footage, and you have to be creative, and you have to put, okay, how can I do this bathroom with this doorway and this bedroom, and how can I put it all together to make it affect each other but run well together.
These students gained a new perspective on innovation and the ability to expand their skills outside of the classroom.
You really need to use your natural surroundings. You can't just plan something on your own. You have to use what you have to create what you want.
I definitely took away that there's a lot more to it, and that these high-end apartments, they're going to be more expensive because there's more thought that goes into them, and it's not just a matter of throwing them together and saying, okay, this will do, that there's a lot of thought behind it, there's a lot of process to it, and it's not something that's just easy and happens overnight.
This trip was good encouragement for upcoming engineers as they get to see what many of them will be doing in their future careers.
It definitely made me kind of think about it more, and that there's a lot of different things other than just the one typical way that you may think of it, and that there's a lot of different ways to go about it, and that you may do the actual truly planning of it, and this is a basic concept, or you may do the true math and figuring out exactly the square footage and where everything is.
It makes me excited for the future to create something of my own.
Engineering's cool. It's fun. Why not do it?
We hope to see the future of the engineering program advance into the right direction. Reporting for Wave TV, I'm Yancey Days.
Thanks, Emma and Yancy. The musical seemed really funny. I wish I could have been there. In student news, the Somerville Youth City Council and the League of Women's Voters are partnering to host a voter registration drive on Monday, April 29th. It will be held during ILT in the main hallway next to the nurse's office. You must be 18 years old by November 2019, as well as have your social security number to register. And music lovers, remember that the Soundwave Battle of the Bands is tonight at 7 o'clock. AP testing is just a week away, and Leah Davenport has plenty of tips to help you ace the exam. And Molly Ackerman elaborates on the golf team's recent competition.
With AP tests coming up in just a few weeks, I've got a wide variety of ways to make sure that you score a 5. One of the first tips is review. Make a schedule and study for 10 or 15 minutes every day and focus on the subjects that give you the most trouble. Rewriting your notes can help you review because repetition often helps with remembering the topic at hand. Since there really is no other preparation than to actually take the test, go to College Board and take a practice test or two. In fact, College Board has a section dedicated to exam practice where you can access sample multiple choice, short answer, and essay questions, as well as responses and College Board's very own exam tips. Besides reviewing by looking over your notes, you can also make timelines and flashcards. Timelines are one of the best ways to review for history, and flashcards are one of the best for reviewing for English. And finally, just ask your teacher for help. Good luck on your final, Somerville, AP or not. For Wave TV, I'm Leah Davenport.
Good morning, Somerville. Today we highlight the boys golf team and all their accomplishments this year.
We've had a really good season this year. We actually just finished first place in our last tournament a couple weeks ago. We beat one of the top 5 teams in the state and everything, so it was good.
So far we are undefeated in region play. I don't think we've won it in at least 10 years, so that's a pretty big deal to us.
I don't know, people just think golf's an old person sport, but honestly it's really fun and I just love getting out there.
We should be bringing home a trophy soon.
We're champions.
Be sure to support boys golf on their upcoming journey to state.
Reporting for Wave TV, I'm Molly Ackerman.
Earth Day was this past Monday, and Ryan Wyndham enlightens us on an event to help the planet.
Prepare your trash bags, Somerville, because you're going to need them. Earth Day week starts right now, and we should do what we can to make the Earth look cleaner than like a week ago or yesterday even. Hey, wait. On Saturday, drop by Azalea Park, for it will be the home base for cleanup supplies, and many events will be held in this location. If you also want to keep track of the future events and continue with cleanup, join their Facebook at Somerville Beautification to be notified for any further activities. To know more about the ideas and the events, we have to dig deep, not for the trees, but to gather information from the people running it.
Wildlife, they don't realize it's not supposed to be there. So they become used to it, they actually use it, they actually eat it. Most of the sea turtles that wash up on the beach that have died because they've consumed plastic, and that plastic has gotten inside of them.
Sort of a stigma about talking about trash and things. That's not something people want to spend their time on, you know. Take a bag and get some gloves and just take a walk in your community and see what you find. And then think about, you know, the real impact they're having out here in the real world.
Not just Earth Day, it's not just one day, but it's every day of the year that we need to be conscious about how we treat our environment. We need to recycle, we need to reuse, we need to buy low impact products to just generally be good stewards for the environment.
Thank you both for the amazing opportunity to share the importance of the events and the meaning of Earth Day. To all of you watching, be mindful where your trash goes, and let's all make Earth a cleaner place. For Wave TV, I'm Ryan Wyndham. Really?
Have you ever been to Earth?
Yes, Jessica. Everyone watching Wave TV has been to Earth. This show isn't for aliens, but that question is perfect for our next segment. Closing out the show, the second to last Ask Pierce is here.
The old Ask Pierce is dead. From now on, it's Ask Fernando.
Can you hit the whoa?
Oh, can I? Whoa! Did I do it right?
Do you like Ariana Grande?
She's in Lil Dicky's new music video.
About Earth Day and everyone's an animal.
But why? I feel like I'm not qualified to answer this question now.
Are you my dad?
Son, it's been so long, son. Come home, please. I miss you.
Can you fail your senior year so you can host Ask Pierce next year?
Well, as much as I would love to, sadly I want to go to college and move on with my life and leave all this behind. But that brings up a good question. What's going to happen when I leave? Well, obviously, Ask Pierce is going to finish and no one's going to do anything else with it again. But I feel like I need to do something special for the last episode. So, the last episode that will air on May 10th, the senior show, I'm going to be doing a huge, longer episode of Ask Pierce. What I'm going to be doing is, a lot of you may know that if you send in questions, ones that aren't good or funny or inappropriate, I don't include, and I'll only choose ones I can make a quick joke out of. So what I'm going to do is, between the 26th and for the next 2 weeks, any questions that are sent in, I'm going to be answering that are appropriate, regardless of how stupid and annoying they may be, as long as they're appropriate. Only about a minute of it will be on the senior show, while about the entire episode will be on YouTube. So if you have questions, make sure to send them at Ask Pierce. And I'll see you guys for the last episode. Reporting for WATV, I'm Pierce Collins.
Make sure to submit your questions for the Ask Pierce finale.
Unfortunately, that's all we have for you this week, Somerville. For WATV, I'm Jessica Henthorn.
And I'm Emma Bessie. Have a fun and safe prom, Somerville, and a groovy weekend.
Lit boy, you don't take these type of risks, boy, cause this boy been throwing that D like Rich boy, you miss, boy. Your numbers don't add up on the blow. That was 10 years ago. If you know, you know. Yeah.